Hi, how you doing? I'm here to talk about voting. I had a 30-minute video that they didn't accept, so I'll make this a 15-minute video, and I think it would be a lot better, and a lot of people would find it less boring. Um, if only I could remember what I said in the original video, so please forgive me. Um, I strongly believe that we need to vote, and I saw some of the RNC convention, which was kind of boring and kind of cross between Hitler stormtroopers and North Korean propaganda, and I thought it was rather sickening, and I know that there are a lot of decent American citizens who do not believe in the scare tactics that the RNC was representing. And I strongly believe in progressivism, and I strongly believe that we do need to learn about history and before we repeat it again. And the best book to read is Howard Zinn's People's History of the United States, which is a really good book. It's a book about history, but in the voice of working people of America. And as I've said in many of my videos, I strongly believe in leftist progressivism. I voted for Bernie Sanders in January of this year, and he didn't win, but that's fine. I think if we vote for Trump a second term, I think he's going to make this coronavirus worse. I think he's going to make the economy worse. I think he might get impeached a second time. Knowing Trump, he probably will. And I strongly believe that what Nixon used to say is that people vote out of their fears, and that's what Donald Trump is counting on. Is that suburban white women would vote for Trump because Trump is saying that they're going to build urban high-rises in suburban areas, which is not true. And it kind of brings back the politics of the 1950s. And then also he's talking about bringing back police, bringing back more police and everything like that. And it's kind of the same thing that Richard Nixon was talking about in 1968 when he ran for office. And it's politics based on fear, and that's the only thing Trump has is to use scare tactics on his 30% of the Trump turds. And I hope that the other 60-something percent or whatever don't believe in scare tactics and vote not out of their fear, but out of love and out of progressivism and out of just facts. And I think today, my generation, we did not have the internet. You see how old I am. We didn't have, we didn't have Google. We didn't have, we couldn't go online. We didn't have computers. We had those old, big, huge computers that were expensive back then. And so I think it's very important for the American people to do their own research and to find out for themselves. And at the same time, read American history books. Read about the civil rights movement, about Martin Luther King. Read about a person that just died, John Lewis, who was a, a politician and a political activist who was very active in the civil rights movement of the 1960s, who died of cancer just recently. And to read about the anti-war movement, the war in Vietnam was a illegal war, and a lot of the young people were, fighting against the war in Vietnam because they felt it was wrong. We do have a right to protest. And the women's rights movement in the 70s and the gay rights movement in the 70s. So we've had a history of protest. And I think that people need to be politically active. I don't know too much of you people out in TV land and in YouTube land. So I don't know if you're middle class or white or whatever. But we're in a situation where there's a lot of issues that needs to be discussed. Police brutality, which affects me as an African American. As an African American, police have been very brutal towards people of color. I know there's a lot of suburban white people that always say, well, police are nice to me, why are they beating up people of color? Why are they killing people of color? They're always nice to me. And that's where your empathy comes. I think Americans of all races should have empathy towards each other. They should understand where we all come from. I live in a Muslim neighborhood, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of white people, especially conservative white people, would probably say, oh, why do you live in a Muslim neighborhood? I'm not a Muslim. I'm an atheist. I was born a Christian. But, I have no problem with Muslims, and they're good people. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. And I don't have any problem with them. And I try not to be prejudiced. I guess I'm lucky that I was raised in a family that wasn't prejudiced. And I think you should not vote out of fear. I think you need to vote out of idealism and empathy. I think that in the future, we need to have as many parties as possible in this country. And I think we need to vote out these corporate Republicans and Democrats who don't work for us, who are just making money under the table by corporations. And I know there's a lot of right-wing white people who are saying, well, Bernie Sanders is a socialist. He's a Marxist. He's not. He's a democratic socialist. He's always admitted that. He is not a follower of Karl Marx. He's a follower of Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Henry Wallace. We have sprinkles of democratic socialism in America, Social Security, Medicare, and we have our police, our military, it's all democratic socialism. Giving money to banks, giving money to Walmart, and making sure that trillionaires like Jeff Bezos don't pay their taxes of Amazon. That's democratic socialist programs. So we do have what we call the insulin of democratic socialism that cures the diabetes of capitalism. And we've had it since the 1930s. So it kind of makes me laugh when I see a lot of these Trump turds who have signs that say socialism sucks or keep your hands off my Medicare or whatever, which makes no sense because I wish Trump turds can read. I wish they knew the basics of American civics. And I strongly feel that we need to vote. I strongly feel that we need to come together, especially in these times. 2020 has been the most trying times in recent memory, and with the coronavirus and unemployment and police brutality and so on, I think all races of Americans are going to need each other in the end. And I think voting is very important. And if you social distance or if you vote in by mail, please do that. And please Google whatever things that interest you when it comes to politics, and to be politically active in your community. I think voting is the first thing. Being politically active is the second thing. And to let politicians know, and if you vote for Joe Biden, to let Joe Biden and Kamala Harris know that, hey, I'm a progressive. I believe in the rights of people. I believe in the rights of working families. And don't forget us, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of leftist progressives that are going to vote for Joe and Kamala. If you vote for Donald Trump, you're going to have the same 4 years of lies, and I think he might get impeached the second time if he gets another 4 years, because he's an idiot. He's a misogynist. He's a racist, and he handled this coronavirus awfully, and it's under his watch. And he's trying to make Biden take responsibility for it. Well, Biden's not the president yet. We had 4 years of Trump, and Trump is showing all these ads, these imagery that, oh, this is going to be Biden's America. No, it's Trump's watch. It's Trump's America. It's Trump's presidency. And he could blame Biden all he wants to, but Trump has been president for 4 years. Biden hasn't been president yet. And he's only been vice president under Obama. So I want people to educate themselves and to vote out of empathy towards each other, not out of fear, not out of incorrect information, and fact check. Well, it's going to be difficult, everything that Donald Trump says in the last 4 years. So I hope this gets in. I did a 30-minute video that they didn't accept. So, I'm going to try to make my videos as 15 minutes or whatever. And I just want to get people to vote this November and to be active in their community and to not be afraid of people of color, not be afraid of women and gays and lesbians. I got a feeling we're going to need each other. I got a feeling with this guy in Wisconsin who came from Illinois, militia guy who shot and killed a couple people. I think we're going to have a lot of that in the future, and we're going to need each other, and we're going to have to love each other and understand each other. So will you please vote and vote either by mail or by social distancing. So thank you very much, and hopefully you'll hear from me in the future. Bye.